Hey everybody, got some breaking news. The Repeal the National Firearms Act, otherwise the NFA, the Repeal the NFA bill has been submitted by Representative Eric Burleson in a bold move. Welcome back everybody. This is Guns and Gadgets, your home for Second Amendment news, especially when it matters the most. I'm Jared, and today we're diving into a groundbreaking story that just came out, and it looks to change the gun rights landscape as we know it. Representative Eric Burleson, a Republican out of Missouri, yes, the same representative that last week submitted the Abolish the ATF Act, is making waves with a bold new legislative proposal introduced today. His goal? Nothing less than repealing the National Firearms Act of 1934. Let's break it down. Now, I just got off the phone with a member of his office, and the bill hasn't been printed yet. That's how fresh this news is. So I'm giving you the information I have. And once I get the copy sent to me, if there's a big change other than what I'm telling you right now, I will do an update. But the National Firearms Act, or the NFA, if you're not aware, was signed into law back in 1934. It's the federal legislation that controls the sale, possession, and transfer of firearms and accessories, often classified as Class 3. Now, this includes suppressors, short-barreled shotguns, short-barreled rifles, and yes, machine guns. Under the NFA, if a law-abiding gun owner wants to own something like a suppressor, they're forced to jump through hoops. And in case you're not aware of this process, you have to submit photographs, submit fingerprints, fill out an application to the ATF, pay a $200 tax, and wait for your long extended background check to clear. And don't forget, your purchase gets registered with the federal government. That same grueling process applies if you're after a short-barreled rifle, a shotgun, or even a machine gun. It's a short-barreled shotgun, I'll be specific. And you have to do it each time for every single item. It's a massive infringement on your Second Amendment rights. Now, the NFA was originally passed during the Prohibition era in response to violent crimes using firearms, like the Tommy gun, that were carried out by mobsters and gangsters. Now, politicians at the time claimed this law would curb crime, but here we are 90 years later, and Americans are still paying that price for what was ultimately a failed policy. One of the quotes during the process of passing that bill was literally, "We have to do something." And their hope was that they knew that the mobsters weren't going to follow this law, because criminals don't follow laws. Shocker, I know. But they wanted an attaboy, attack on charge when they ended up catching some of these guys. That's how the NFA came about. But here's the big news, guys and gals. Representative Eric Burleson is not looking for half-measured or quick fixes. He is going straight for the jugular, calling for a full repeal of the National Firearms Act. It's a bold and historic move, one that directly challenges an outdated gun control law that has burdened law-abiding Americans for decades. Will it have enough votes to pass the House? Quite possibly. The Senate is another story. You still need 60 to get cloture, to overcome a filibuster in the Senate. We're going to need seven Democrats to join the Republicans, assuming all the Republicans vote in step. Now, Burleson has been consistent with his criticism for the ATF and federal gun control. He's even been on record calling the ATF, quote, "a disaster agency that has been violating the Second Amendment for decades," end quote. Spot on, Congressman. Spot on. I applaud your efforts in trying to get rid of the ATF and the NFA. It's honestly what this country needs. But now is it something that Congress can deliver? And will the president sign off on it? All legit questions, guys and gals. What do you think? This is one I know we all want, but I still want to hear you sound off down below. Appreciate y'all. You want to stay up to date on this bill and others, as well as all of our cases that are in the federal system being challenged. It's a good time to be a fan of the Second Amendment, especially in the jurisprudence era. And don't forget, we still got some big cases in front of the Supreme Court. Will they take them up? I don't know, but I'll let you know first right here on Guns and Gadgets. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay in the know. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.